And
Look,
all of them, all of them in Lagos,
let me
all
tell
of
you,
them in Nigeria.
listen to me.
Nobody.
When I'm talking, you keep quiet.
An arrogant customer who is not ashamed.
Pastor Donald, why are you not picking my calls? Why haven't you paid the balance up till now? Telling the honorable that I have not been calling him, I've not been picking his call. It's a fabricated fallacy. He did this just to debase me.
You are owing, and you are the one that is being arrogant at the same time.
A Nollywood veteran hopes to diversify into marine transportation.
Passenger boat I did not see. My money I did not see. I wanted to report him to Amadioha.
He was testing the boats, wanting the boat sink with engine.
The husband does not like the responsibilities, but he likes all the pleasures a woman has to offer.
I still believe TENANT. First believe person one picking.
How you go control?
The dispute is real, and the judgment is binding. This is the Justice Court. Today on the Justice Court, the plaintiff, Eleazar Okafor, is asking the court to compel Usman, his former tenant, to pay 280,000 naira rent arrears.
All rise. Court in session. Honorable Judge Fumi Asaolu presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, this case is between Okafor versus Usman. Parties sworn or not?
Thank you, Akin.
You're welcome.
Okafor, you brought Usman to court.
Yes, ma'am.
Is your tenant?
Yeah, it was my tenant.
Okay, he has moved out of the premises. Has he moved out of the... He has vacated the premises?
Yes, yes, okay.
Okay, so what's outstanding? What's the problem?
There's the problem that he is owing me, and he didn't pay. I left.
How much is he owing you?
I got it to be 280,000.
Is that correct?
No, ma.
How much are you owing him?
It's 230,000 naira.
230,000 naira.
Yeah.
So, how did you arrive at your own calculation?
Now, for 2019, the outstanding balance was 30,000 naira.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Then I was paying 180,000 before by 2019, but the rent has increased into 2020. But due to the crisis of the COVID-19, I was unable to pay for that 2020. That was 200,000 naira.
So you're making 230?
Yes.
Okay.
Then November 2020, he gave me a quick notice as in to vacate apartment. But his lawyer invited me. But we tried to dialogue. But I told the lawyer that I'm going to be paying the money instrumentally at the rate of 30,000 naira.
That's the 230,000 naira?
Yes.
Okay. When did you leave the premises? Because you know why? Under the law,
Okay.
you cannot spend a day free as a tenant. Every day you spend as a tenant, you pay for that day. Do you understand me? So I don't know, the 50,000 naira difference, where does that come in?
It was the 3 months he stayed in 2021.
The extra 3 months he spent in the house. I know that. It's called arrears of rent. That's what it's called.
I didn't use extra.
When did you
extra 3
vacate?
months.
When did you vacate?
I used to renew my house rent every February of the month.
When?
February.
Okay, February. Okay.
As in for the house, as in for the payment in advance, as in for the next year.
When does the tenancy commence?
Tenancy
That's
commences
March.
February.
March.
This is
It's
March.
not March.
He said he pays February against his tenancy that commences in March.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
what he's saying.
No, please. He doesn't pay.
Do you have
Of
receipt?
course,
Do you have any receipt here?
No.
You have your receipt here?
I don't have.
No, but he only pay. He didn't pay me any money apart from the money he paid when he entered, and then some installmental payments he made. So his rent expires by beginning of February. So every February he is supposed to renew the rent. That's when he entered. 2018 February. That's when he entered, but he didn't renew it. I continued to pressurize. He didn't. Then when I gave him quick notice, then by May, the 2021, he left. So I calculated it to mean 3 months for that 2021, added to the 230.
So what the argument is even about is just 1 month now. You are claiming February. You are claiming March.
Yes.
And you vacated the premises in May.
No, I didn't.
You left the house?
No, I've left the house I left the house on the March 2021.
You said you left the house March 2021.
He gave me the good notice since November 2020. He first gave me 3 months, then later they give me two weeks.
1 week.
7 days.
7 days. That's
okay, 7 days.
7 days.
Then I vacated the apartment by March.
Okay.
It's not even March. It's not even April. You left the house in May.
No, it's not May. Because I have to my new house now. I have to renew my tenancy by this April.
It depends on when you pay them.
No.
What I'm concerned is
because I have the receipt of my new house now.
It has nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm. Because you're talking about
what I know is that you entered that my premises.
Did you issue receipt to him?
Initial
one, do you have it?
Initially, no.
If you issue receipt initially, in the receipt at least you would have stated the period for the tenancy.
Your Honor, he's not. I don't think he agrees with the time he entered. But he's not telling me he left in March, which is not true.
You see what I want to address first of all. For every tenant, issue a receipt. Write the period they are paying for in that receipt. So that you won't be having this kind of misunderstanding as to when tenancy commences. It will be there. The period of his tenancy will be stated in the tenancy agreement.
I didn't have it. I didn't come with it. But he agrees.
I didn't collect anything.
The issue is, on that, if you cannot prove the period, I'm going to take his own assertion of March. That is March. I'm going to work with March. If you can't prove February, because February, March, that's a month interval. So for me, that's one. And now, when did you hand over the key to the premises?
March.
Who did you give the keys to?
He told me to give it to one of the tenants, Samuel.
To Samuel. So when did Samuel call you?
Immediately he left. I don't live with them there. So I have somebody who is looking after one of the tenants. So look after the place and he's doing it. So he's the person he handed over the key. Or rather he asked to come and take over the house. But I'm surprised he's arguing that it's not me. But whatever we decide, at least he accepted the 2,000. The 20,000 he didn't pay.
Which 20,000 naira?
The year 20,000.
Oh, the year 2020.
2020, sorry.
2020.
2020.
Yes, his calculation is 230.
Yes, but
20.
Extra time he stayed in 2021. That's what I calculated to be 3 months, which amounted to 50 naira. That's how I got the 280.
Okay, so that's where that 50,000 naira came up.
Yes.
And he's claiming that he didn't spend that period in the house.
Saying that he left in March.
Yes, that he didn't spend that period.
The plaintiff, Eleazar Okafor, claims that Usman vacated his apartment with 280,000 naira outstanding rent and has not made any attempt to offset the rent arrears. The defendant, Usman, claims he discussed the option of offsetting the arrears in installments with the landlord's lawyer, but there was no agreement to that. Judge Fumi wades into this matter.
But first of all, let's even address the 230,000 naira. At least there is no dispute as to the fact that he's owing 230,000 naira. So how do you pay? When? When are you paying?
As in when I try to calculate my expenses in a month, then firstly, I think from that 30,000 naira, he gave me a quick notice on November. At least I have to remove the time he gave me the
Who told you that? Who told you that you have to remove? So why did you have that mindset that you must stay in that house for a period that you don't have to pay for? Your tenancy, he did not renew, he asked you to leave. If you have left the house without giving any issue, you wouldn't have had to go to a lawyer to give you a notice to quit. All you have to do is just agree with him that you will leave at a certain period. And you vacate his premises. And another thing, when you realize that you started having challenges, raising money to pay the rent, you could have vacated the premises at that period and look for a cheaper apartment to lease. Do you understand me?
Yes.
You could have done that. But now, you are owing him and you have to pay him. So, when? That's why you are here. He wants to know when you are going to pay him his money. That's the reason why you are in court. Nothing else.
Your Honor, ma, as in based on my expenses in every month, when I try to calculate everything, then because I'm a family man, I have a wife, I have kids.
Your Honor.
If you want to pay by installment, discuss it with him. Let him know your term. If he agrees, if he doesn't agree, you have something to say.
Yes, I want to say that I am giving him this opportunity to discuss with me or the lawyer how he's going to pay for a whole year. He left the house last year May, but he's saying it's March. But since then, I've asked him, even before then, how will you pay this money? All he will tell me is he's going to pay.
Baba, this money, as in based on my own expenses in a month now, I will beg you, how you will, as in, let me pay the money instrumentally, because if you say you want me to pay, as in to pay the whole 230,000, by this time I can't avoid it, because I'm a family man.
First of all, it's just that I want to allow this, to allow this issue to end with you, because I look at for the whole of today, I was here because of this thing. So I want it to end. Otherwise, I will not accept that 230. But even if you say you left in March,
I left in March.
You still have 1 month in that 2021.
No, I left on the March.
Okay, what month did you go into that house? What month?
I entered March.
March?
Yes.
If I call that you are...
At the middle of March.
That you are agent.
Yes, no, I've been received of the new tenants. Because because of, the reason why I have to vacate your apartment, because I wanted to pay, but the way your lawyer is threatening me, because I don't know
for how long?
It's possible for me.
For how year
it's possible for me to pay, and you still continue with that quit notice. And after I pay, where do you want me to get another money to, as in?
So what I'm asking you to do right now is not to start reviewing what the lawyer said or what the lawyer did not say. What I'm asking you to do now is to agree with him on how you want to pay.
Baba, please, please, you put me into consideration. Let me be paid the money instrumentally.
How much are you offering instrumentally?
30,000 naira. Let me do that every month.
Miss Man, why didn't you come up with all this time? Why didn't you come up with this proposal all this time? Why were you not picking my phone? If you have this in mind, you came at my house as a bachelor. Then you married. You furnished her shop for her. You changed your furniture. And for rent, you say you don't have money. Even 30,000 naira to pay to clear the 2019, you say you didn't have money. Now you are saying you have expenses. Who doesn't have expenses? I have also that money. I need it to also run my own expenses. But if you kept quiet, if I didn't come here, would you come up?
I didn't keep quiet, Baba. You, as in anything you want to say, you revert everybody to your lawyer.
Anyway, because I want this thing to end. We have, how much do you accept you will pay? 230. Okay. You will start somewhere. Don't just start instrumental. You will pay 130 to start with.
But
don't tell me you don't have money, because you have.
I don't. If I have
you pay me 130, then the next 100, we can talk of instrumental.
Sir, let me start with the instrumental 30,000 every month, please.
That's not acceptable.
Because the way you are talking, just like I have money somewhere now. Eh? If I have money to pay now, I can't put myself into embarrassment.
It's your behavior. I mean, you were in that house. How many times did I come to worry you for anything? It's not just pay rent. Have you had any other problem with me except pay rent? What I demand is that you should pay something.
At least for the first month, can you raise something higher? For the first month, raise something higher. Then after you start doing 30,000, that's what he wants. That's what he wants.
So that's okay. If 30, 20, if he pays 50,000 the first month, then we then pay 30,000 for the rest of the month.
I think that's fair enough.
6 months.
Baba, let me start.
That's very fair. Look, it's very fair. That's fair
because
enough.
I want this thing to end now.
That's fair enough.
Baba, today is 2023.
Yes.
And let me start with that 30,000, please.
No.
The way? Start with that way.
30,000 naira.
He doesn't want. He has rejected it outright. And he has changed his position from 130,000 naira to 50,000 naira now. And I think he has done well. So, he wants 50,000 naira first, then 30 on monthly basis. So, if you have 30,000 naira now, look for a way to raise 20,000 naira to add to it, to give to him. It's fair. Very fair. Very, very fair. I've not heard you say thank you to him.
Thank you, sir.
Judge Fumi helps both parties to reach amicable settlement. After the break, Judge Fumi rules.
Okay. So you know what you do? Even where you are right now, don't allow your rent to accumulate before you start offsetting. Do you understand? It's always better. So judgment for the plaintiff for the sum of 230,000 naira. The defendant is to first pay 50,000 naira and thereafter the sum of 30,000 naira on monthly basis until the total sum of 230,000 naira is fully paid. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Rise.
Follow the conversation on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Have you been cheated or have a dispute and want justice? Don't take laws into your hands. Log on to www.thejusticecourt.com and submit your case.